How is Ceiba a zero emission vehicle, a
All right.
vessel?
Well, it's basically a traditionally built three-masted a topsail schooner, which is basically a big, tall ship. Like some people would call it like like a pirate ship. I don't like to use the word, but for the general public, you could call it something like that. Um, the sailing is the main propulsion. 90% of the energy comes from the wind, pushes the sail ship like it's always like it's done for thousands of years. Except we're integrating this new technology with a lithium ion battery source, variable pitch, high torque, low speed propeller shafts, right, which are specially designed to create about 300 kilowatts of energy of torque, right, to propel the ship. This auxiliary a propulsion system is mainly for moving the ship in and out of ports or in an emergency during a storm, a man overboard maneuvers, when you really need, to get somewhere fast. Well, then that's what the engines are for. Sometimes the wind's not always in your favor, right? Um, so this system we've been working on for a while. We work with the Tecnológica de Costa Rica, a university that is also working with Ad Astra Rocket Company, through which we got the contact through them. And the Ad Astra Rocket Company is also working with the nonprofit now directly for a viability study into hydrogen, a land-based hydrogen a production facility to be able to make green hydrogen out of water, basically, to use in ships like Ceiba, right? So hydrogen is becoming a new thing in the maritime industry. The International Maritime Organization is pushing now to lower carbon emissions in this sector, which is something that we're trying to do, actually. So working with Ad Astra, they have all the technology to make this happen. They've been in the business for over 10 years now. They do intercity buses in San Jose, and the campus, the university campus I was just talking about, all their buses run on hydrogen. It's been very successful. We've done also an economical viability study comparing conventional diesel propulsion with the electric propulsion, and now also with versus the hydrogen propulsion. Ceiba is being already designed for electrical, which could potentially have a hydrogen tank add-on system to create another source of power when needed. Although we're getting kind of redundant now in their power sources, it's always good to have a backup power source and auxiliary drive, but to have two, it's starting to become a lot. However, given the popularity of the project, the high-profile international profile of the project is attracting a lot of attention. So we get to showcase all these new technologies, actually, right, by putting the ship to work. So it's kind of a niche. Kind of a niche, I guess you can call it, in the shipping industry. We don't try and compete directly with the biggest container ships in the world. These biggest container ships in the world can carry, I think, something like up to 50,000 containers at one time, whereas Ceiba will be able to carry the equivalent of 9 container loads, right? So it's kind of like, it's kind of like a grandma at the farmer's market selling her cookies versus the Nabisco cracker company. Like it's not really comparable, but it is, right? But it is. So we also strive to bring a lot of attention to the impacts of cheap shipping, right? Like I told you earlier, Europeans do not need to eat pineapples every week, right? Cheap shipping allows people to consume cheap goods that come from all over the world. 90% of everything we consume is shipped overseas. The global industry relies completely on global shipping. Yet there are no incentives for shipping companies to use cleaner energies. There's no financial incentive. It's just the way things are set up, right? I'm not an economist, so I'm not gonna say things I'm not sure of, but I know that it's severely lagging behind, right? So they're coming out with electric cars, even cars powered by hydrogen now, and people are all into, there's the sustainable building movement, there's the permaculture movement, but you don't, nobody really sees what goes on at the high seas, right, in the oceans, and that's like a whole world that we don't really see, right? We're not aware of it. A lot of people are just not aware of it. So we also strive to promote ethical and responsible consumerism is one of our biggest end goals of this game, right?